I got a call this morning from AAA. AAA is a car insurance company. Car insurance is something that you pay for because you have to for some reason. When you become an adult and you attempt to live in society, every single aspect of being alive costs between $100 and $1,000 to $2,000. Every single thing. And the older they...
I'm laughing because he's making sure you're feeling the pain of every cent. $2,000. Yo, this is the start of a villain. If you see some, I don't know, a villain from Superman, this gotta be him. He has had enough. He's ready to take somebody with him. Y'all gotta watch out,
the
man.
more things keep being added. So you work like a dog all month so that you can afford every single hand that's sticking out in your face saying, you have to pay this because otherwise you won't have car insurance because you need car insurance to drive and you need car insurance because you have to drive a car and you have to go to your job and you have to do all this stuff. And please, if you're thinking at this point, well, you don't have to have car insurance. If you want to drive a car, then you have to get insurance because that's your decision. No, it isn't! No, it's not my decision because I live in a city that is car dependent. I live in a country that is car dependent. So don't be fucking cute and say that I should take the Los Angeles Metro. Spare me. Got a call this morning from AAA law enforcement. Or fucking goddamn it! From AAA, I don't even know from AAA car insurance. AAA car insurance.
Yeah, people from AAA, you better start packing your bags. He's coming. He's coming. And trust me, he'll be smiling. You better leave. Oh.
And they said, Mr. Henschel, there's a problem. One other thing about being an adult is that you have something called a cell phone. On your cell phone, you get about 100 calls a week that are complete gibberish nonsense from a basement in Malaysia. You get 100 phone calls a week from random series of numbers. If you answer the phone call, you will hear complete silence. You also get one phone call a week that if you don't pick it up, it will ruin your life. So somewhere in there is an extremely important phone call. The same thing happens with your mail. Every week, you get 1,000 fucking pieces of trash. Very, very important letter that if you don't answer, you go to jail.
Oh my god. He's speaking facts. I promise you. I'm looking at my letters. They're sending me advertisement. Fucking advertisement. Let me crash out too. Fucking advertisement. I don't care if if y'all introducing AI. I don't care. And it has something to do with my fucking health insurance. Why the fuck are you sending me fucking advertisements? What the fuck is going on? If it's not something important, send me the fucking email too. Let me crash out too. I'm with you, boy. I'm with him. Let me crash out too. Cause what the fuck are they doing? I missed a fucking important letter. I don't even check my letters anymore because you start assuming they're sending you letters. The fuck you doing ads in my fucking email? Fuck. Let me get on your ass too.
This morning, I got one of those phone calls in the magic grab bag. And I picked it up. It was AAA. And they said, Mr. Henschel, unfortunately, it seems that there was a lapse in your coverage because you switched your driver's license. You had a Maryland driver's license, and then you got a California driver's license. And you need to give us your California driver's license information now. Otherwise, you don't get to have car insurance. And if you drive your car, you can go to jail.
Oh, shit.
So I said, okay. Keep in mind also, the thing that really bothers me about all these people, car insurance, credit card, landlords, fucking everybody, the utility company, the water company. They all speak to you as though you are voluntarily doing this, as though they are doing you a favor. I don't want to pay for any of this shit. I don't want to do any of this. I didn't ask to do any of this at all. I didn't ask for it. I didn't even ask to be fucking alive.
Oh, shit.
I don't want to do this. I don't want to pay my car insurance. I don't want car insurance. I don't want to give you my new driver's license. I don't want to fucking do that. But I have to for some fucking reason. Because for some fucking reason, in order to be alive, you have to pay 20 different people $200.
Oh my gosh, I'm crying. But that's life. I mean, you have to take responsibility as a man. You have to say, you know what I mean? You have to take accountability and say, oh, if I planned myself earlier, then I wouldn't have this problem. So where can I go straightforward from this, and what can I do right now? And then everything should be all right. You know what I mean? But yeah, we should take accountability. I know it can be stressful and all this stuff, but we can't live like animals just in the street. We are progressing every day. Things gotta work. We're humans, and yeah, that's just life. Take a responsibility and move forward and plan ahead. You know what I mean? So that's just life. But I get his frustration, you know. But so yeah, he's sounding like the Joker right now.
And you have to keep reciting random digits of numbers. Everything about being alive is just fucking numbers over and over again. Important numbers for this, important numbers for that. You gotta type in this password, you gotta type in this number, you gotta type in this thing, and if you get it wrong, you're gonna go to jail. I didn't say any of this to the lady. I just said, sure, let me just give you this fucking number so that I can move on with my life and attempt to enjoy anything about anything. Here it is.
I don't know. Okay, I must start judging people with their appearance by the book cover. Sorry, I promise you. But and it with the calmest ones. The calmest ones, people are the dangerous. This is a good person. Pretty sure he was doing good in school. Blah blah blah. But look, he's crashing out.
Click clack, click clack, click clacks for a little while, and then she says, "I'm sorry, Mr. Henschel. We can't offer you coverage." So I said, excuse me, because I've had AAA for 3 fucking years. What's the problem? And she said, well, it appears that you were in an accident about a year ago. And I said, yeah, I was. I was in a fender bender. My one accident that I've had in the past 5 years. I drive because I'm forced to by society. I drive.
Bro, no, you're not forced by society. You can walk. I mean, this could all come to an end if you just decide to become a homeless. You'll be free. If you become homeless, you're free. You can do whatever you want. You can sleep whatever you want. Nobody will bother you. You have that option. What about if we all became homeless? I'm just saying, though. But you gotta go places and stuff. So yeah, he has that option. You can choose to be homeless. You can choose to work at a farm if things get difficult in the city. You don't have to, you know. Maybe it's not for everyone. This life is not for everyone, and life is getting expensive every single day. So you have that option.
For about 75% of my day, every day. And one fucking time, an old lady cut in front of me going 20 miles per hour on the freeway, and I couldn't slow down in time, and I bumped her in the back of the car. Remember, this is a satire account. And she said, well, it appears that this was a 2-point accident. And I was like, what does that fucking mean?
I don't know what that means too.
Remember. Random numbers that mean something for some reason. It was a 2-point accident, and we can only insure you if you have a 1-point accident. So I was like, what the
Oh, oh my, oh my gosh. I understand this pain. What the fuck does that mean? 1.2? 7.5 accidents? Oh my gosh. Every day, maybe you work a shitty ass job and then all this bullshit. Bro.
Does that mean? And she said, well, a 2-point accident is when the person claims injury. So you hit this person and then apparently she was injured.
Okay.
So I was like, well, how do we know that? I mean, what do you mean she was injured? It was a very, very light accident. And so what if she was injured? Last I checked, the only conceivable point of having car insurance is in case something like this happens. That's what car insurance is supposed to be for, in theory. When you think about if there is any rational reason why you would need to have car insurance, it is for the purpose that if at one point during the 75% of your life that you're in a fucking car, you happen to get in an accident, you're not completely fucked. So,
True.
why, if I got in one accident, am I fucked anyway? Because the last time that I checked, the reason I was paying for this fucking shit, $200 a month, $300 a month, was in case anything happened, right? So then why, if something happens, then am I not allowed to have the insurance that I fucking paid for in case something happened?
I've heard that before. And that shit should be annoying. How is that even possible? How? 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 I'm saying to, bro, somebody said it was something about when villains started making sense. Cause let's just be honest. He's a villain right now. That boy. What did Joker say? It's only just one bad day. This guy is literally just one bad day and he's gonna crash out. But he's saying actually the truth, you know?
Why did I bother?
So I'm starting to feel his pain. Because he's making sense. I thought he was a bad guy complaining about life and this, but shit. Damn. Shit. Welcome me to the dark side too.
What are you for? Are you just a fucking mafia that you come to collect your $200 every fucking month? And if I need to use your service for anything, then I'm totally fucked because then I can't renew your stupid fucking insurance. And I said, so I didn't say any of this. I just said very politely, well, I was kind of stunned for a minute because all of that was going through my head. And I said, well, what are my options then? And she said, well, now you can't be insured by AAA, so we work.
Hold on. This is actually an advice because I'm coming from work and there was this like homeless person who came in and like he was asking for help and then maybe you can't help them. Literally you can't. He ended up cussing out one of my coworker and also I was at the bank and this one person came and they couldn't serve him like, and the lady was plus size and the guy ended up he ended up assaulting her, like calling her names, how she's big and all this stuff. And you can imagine if he had a weapon. So hey, this is a tip. If you're working anywhere, and if you go look at this movie called Drive Me to Hell, the lady was working at the bank. Old lady came in to ask for a loan, and she couldn't get the loan. Literally, after she couldn't, she ended up cursing the lady. The lady at the end of the movie gets dragged to hell. You can imagine. That's simple. So it kind of like relates, like me, what I do and what I will suggest you. Anytime a person comes, I always smile and I see them looking funny and stuff. I always smile. I don't know what he's gonna do. I don't care. I can protect myself, but still, that could be your life. When you are an adult, anything can happen anytime, any day, anywhere. So just be smile. Oh my god, I'm sorry, but if you need help, I'll talk to my boss. Just try to make them as calm as possible and try to help them the way you can. I just try to be nice to everybody. Last time a crazy person came to my work, I was nice to them. The other person were like turning them away, blah blah blah. If that person comes and shoots up the place, shoots, I'm chilling. I'm enjoying my coffee. You know what I mean? So it's better to smile. Oh my god, you need help. Even a crazy person, even when a crazy person comes to work, be like, I'm closing. Just can you please go out and we see your closing, but you can come next day. You can have coffee. You know, that should be enough for today. Okay, just be nice as possible to them. Oh, you don't
With
know.
another agency who blah, 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 and then we'll call this person, they'll call you, and then you call them, and then they'll give you the numbers, and then you give them the numbers, and then you'll have to pay a much bigger number than you were already paying before. The point I'm trying to illustrate here is, what the fuck? I didn't ask for any of this. I didn't ask for any of this. I, this morning, woke up, and I said, God fucking damn it. I just need a fucking win. I just need one thing. Just one thing. Please, God. I don't believe in God. But I said a prayer last night. I said, God, can you please just let one good thing happen tomorrow? Because...
Do you know how life has to fuck you over in order for you to leave God again? That's fucking insane.
I gotta be honest here. I'm paying all these random corporations my entire paycheck. And I can't figure out why. I don't want to, but I have to. I have to. I have to pay rent. I have to pay my bullshit.
Yeah, because every cent has its work. I heard somebody complain about taxes. What I did end up telling them is that where you pay high taxes is less crime rate. The waters, you can drink water from anywhere. The streets are clean. There's no corruption with the police. That's why you're paying that much. You can literally see. But where there's no taxes, to literally, you can see what they are going through and having a hard time. So everything makes sense. They're just not, things are just not there to scam you. I get his pain and all this stuff. But this is the one reason why you should work hard for your kids not to go through this bullshit. Make sure you work hard so that your kid doesn't have to go through all this bullshit. You know what I mean? Break the generational curse. It's very, very, very important because it's, life keeps progressing. If you set them up for the normal life, which is okay too, still, but they're gonna, you know what I mean? They're gonna suffer. It's like still, I feel like it's still like the food chain, like in the animal world. You know what I mean? When you're on top, then you eat good. You don't have to worry. Stress is less. But when you are like a herbivorous, you're always on the run. Every day could be your last day. It's crazy. So yeah, make sure you work hard so that your kids don't have to go through all this.
I'm waiting for the guy to call me back. That's at the other insurance company. So that I won't be in legal trouble for driving my car. And he hasn't called me. So I don't get it. Because I guess my honest question is, what is supposed to be the good part of this? Is that just a question that everybody is too stupid to ask? Is that just a question that doesn't occur to most people who don't have mental health problems? Or is that a question that they just don't think about? What is supposed to be the fucking point? Why am I doing all of this? Nobody could tell me that at any point.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, make sure you're always improving your life. You're looking your best. You know what I mean? You're living your best life. Like you're living in a good place, the money coming good, your relationship wise, it's going good. Everything should be top tier. That's what should be. Because down here, you see, he tried living the average life and it's cooking the hell out of him. He's feeling the pressure because the cost of living is going up. And yeah, you know, don't be on survival mode. He's on survival mode right now. And he's ready to take it out on someone. That's what you can get it from here because he's wondering why and all this stuff. Like I said, you can be free, you can just be homeless, and then you don't have to worry about this and that, this and that. Which that is a bad option. I'm just saying that was just like a by the way, not advising you should do that. But yeah, or you can opt to live in the rural areas where it's less developed in the villages, you know, and then the pressure is not on you. Here is for the big dogs.
Point of my childhood. When I was in high school, when I was in school, and they were saying you have to get this grade so that you can get into good college and you can get money to go to a good college, and if you go to college so you can get a job, and this is why you have to do all of these things that you don't want to do and that don't make any sense and that suck. And that is why you cannot enjoy a single second of your life, because if you do now, you won't be able to do all of these different things. And the question that I had over and over again to everybody in my life was, why? Why the fuck would I do any of that? Why do I want to do any of that? Why? What is the purpose of doing any of that? And nobody could ever give me a straight fucking answer. They would just be like, well, because you have to do that. But nobody could at any point ever tell me what the fuck was in it for me. So I didn't do it. Because I dared to ask the question, why? Don't you hate doing all of this? Why are you totally fine with all of this? Is it because you're fucking stupid? Because that's what I'm left to assume. Is it because you were too stupid to ask that question when you still had a chance to change your life? And now the fact that I am asking it is raising something inside you that you have tried to suppress so hard, because if it arises at all, you're gonna fucking kill yourself?
Oh shit. Oh shit. Yo, that's tough. That's tough, you know. We might pray for this young man. You know what I mean? But like I said, you have to take accountability. You know, you have to take accountability and say, I fucked up. I should have done this way and this way. What can I do now? And then reroute, and then start going the right direction before it's too late. So that if you can do it for yourself, do it for your kids, so that they don't go through what you have. I mean, that's the purpose of life. You know what I mean? Make sure the next person has it better. That's what I think. If you ain't gonna do it for yourself, do it for your kid, you know? And that's a huge mark, you know? So, yeah.
Is that it? Because I bothered to ask why. They call me a spoiled brat. They called me entitled. And the whole time I
love how he's trying to keep himself calm, you know? He has some self-control. You can just tell that he's been fucked over and over, but he's almost losing it. This is the Joker. Beginning of the Joker, I'm telling you. Whoever is gonna piss the fuck off this guy is gonna get it. It's not looking good for you. It's not looking good for you.
was wondering. Let me remind you of something. I didn't ask to be born. I've said that in a lot of videos because it's something that I think is another question that most people don't ever consider. You are telling me all of this stuff that I have to do as if I wanted to do it in the first place. You're telling me all of this as if I should be grateful for the opportunity to do it. I'm not. Okay? If you had asked me, if at some point when I was floating around in the ether, if you had asked me, would you like to be siphoned into a human body so that you can experience what it is like to live in a bureaucratic nightmare society?
Life is beautiful, man. Life is beautiful. You can imagine if you can remember there's that time when you were a kid and you got your first how do you say like your not senses. You know how you get your first, you have conscience. Conscience is the word. You get your first conscience. You get it around when you're 5 years, 6 years. Then you start remembering stuff. But when you are a bit younger, you don't remember some stuff when you did at 1 years old, 2 years old. It's like you didn't exist at all. That's beautiful, man. That you get to experience it, that you didn't exist, and you just came out of nowhere, and now you can do this, that, laugh, experience, feel. It's beautiful, man. And you gotta like treasure that, because it's like it's like you're given an opportunity to experience this stuff, and you won't experience them in one time in your life. So it's a gift. You should be like, damn, imagine one day I'm not gonna be able to watch my favorite movie, my favorite series. You know what I mean? Laugh, feel, do the stuff I love. It's a gift, I get the pressure he's going through, but look at it like that. Like it's a pleasure to even do this stuff and feel, And somebody's wishing right now he could do this stuff you do. He can walk, he can talk. I get the pressure. People suffer differently in different types of stages of life. The rich suffer differently. What I mean? Just because they're government doesn't mean they don't suffer and stuff. But like him, he should be like, oh, I got a car, I got a job. I ain't in a motherfucking hospital. Let's talk about that. At least he gets to do what he loves. What about the people who cannot live their dreams? Just imagine that. You weren't even born with a dream. Imagine there are people out there who can't live their dream. How do they feel? How are they gonna crash out? Just imagine the nightmare. They gotta live every day and live life that it's not theirs. It's tough. Be grateful, So don't just, people forget to be grateful. I'm grateful. Let me just say, I got my own crib. I'm healthy. I could have been in a motherfucking hospital. I'm taking this shit for granted. I'm alive. Like, thank you. Sometimes we forget that. Like, thank you, man. Like, it could be worse. Thank you. Remember that time something was like when you were sick or something happened? You couldn't get that thing you wanted, but you got it. Sometimes you gotta be thank you. At least I got that stuff I wanted right now. I mean, it didn't change. Like, it's not like your life. People say, um, when you have everything, you want to be happy. No, you're supposed. When you get everything, you're supposed to be grateful every day when you get it. Because when you didn't have it, you wanted it bad, so bad. So appreciate it every day, like how you wanted it every day. That's a good thing. That's a good mindset. So a lot of people forget that. But back to the video, to this guy, appreciate, man, life. You know what I mean? A lot of people say like that's something you couldn't control. There was nothing you could do about it. But see it as a gift, man. Like, yo, I can do all these things. I think at least my boy, at least we weren't born with one leg because you will be talking. What about if you're disabled? Man.
The good parts will be fucking, drinking, doing drugs, falling in love, but even that gets bad eventually. Having kids if you decide that you're so bored. And that's it. Your relations, yeah. I would have said no! I'm perfectly happy floating around in this ether here, this little ball of gas. I'm good. But I didn't have a choice. Because my fucking... No offense. But I am the product of somebody's boredom. The reason that I was created was because I was something to do. I was something to fill the time. I was the lazy answer to that question for somebody else. And now I am expected to perpetuate that cycle of abuse and usage. Well, I'm not going to. That's why I'm not having kids.
That's tough, But like I said, when you live in this place with the war, you feel like you're living in the wrong place. I bet you if he was like a maybe like a famous athlete, or he won't be feeling this way because you're living where the technology is better, the roads are better, blah blah blah. You feel stuck, you feel behind. That's why he's crashing out. Everything feels heavy. It's like he's living the wrong time. That's why you can see he has no last for kids, no last for anything. You know what I mean? It's valid crash out. But like I said, you always have that option to degrade. Not everywhere we got flying cars and stuff. You can still go to the village. You can still relocate to that undeveloped place, and then you have no pressure.
We got enough. I'll figure something else out to do with my time. Still nothing. Well, I'll tell you this. Thank God this doesn't last forever. And thank God it doesn't make a fucking difference. Thank God. I never understood people who were afraid of death because, for me, that's my why. The only answer to the questions that I've raised in this video that I've been able to come up with is, because I'm going to die. It doesn't matter. Fine. Fine. I'll get to go back to the ether, the floating cloud, where I was before I was born. And I don't remember that. So, fine. Maybe I'll even get reincarnated as a bougainvillea. Wouldn't that be nice? Although I hope it's not my bougainvillea that I got from the Home Depot, because I killed that thing in a month. Alright, I'm sick of this crap. See you later.
So, what I want to say is like, just appreciate life. It's a gift, and try to enjoy your life and achieve all your dreams. And you, like he said, he's right. You're not gonna be one day here, and that will make you enjoy life even more. Do the things you love, achieve all your goals. So when it's time to go, you'll be like, I did every motherfucking thing. I lived my life. You know what I mean? I lived my motherfucking life. I didn't waste my time. You know what I mean? Always make sure you enjoy. And me personally, I'm satisfied. I went after my goals. I'm doing this video here right now. I go party now and then, and it's beautiful, man. And like, you know what I mean? Even when you're on your last, I'll be like, man, I gave my all, and I'm proud. I'm really proud. Really. Make sure you feel like you've completed the job. You know what I mean? Completed the job. It doesn't have to. You don't have to have a dream or a big dream or something. You can even do something you love, helping people, making people happy. It can be anything. Your hobbies. You can just find anything. There's always something. Or if you don't, you can just decide I'm going, like those people who travel the world and achieve they lived, you know what I mean, they've seen other stuff. I would love to see other places, but that's not me. I won't do it if I'm not winning. I'm like that person who loves to win. Find that purpose in you. You know what I mean? For him, like I said, make sure you always improve. Make sure you're at your best. Life will just keep getting harder, harder, harder. No way it's easy. Even if he was an animal, animals adapt. They get smarter. If you look at the nature, there are animals which are adapting. Oh, maybe the sharks know. Oh, they swim like this, so they change. You gotta adapt everywhere and be better. It's not easy everywhere. You know what I mean? Press for this young man here. You know. So, but yeah, that's it. And tell me what you think about the situation. I'm saying it's just a very crash out, but you know, he got some work to do. He got some work to do. He got some work to do. And yeah, tell me what you think about the video. What's your comments, man? And make sure you subscribe, man.